In today's video we're sharpening up a parting off tool and a boring tool using the tool and cutter grinder. Now to do this I use two fixtures, and that's because one fixture is already set up on the machine, so I can use that to sharpen some of the boring tool, and then we'll swap over to the second fixture which is used for lathe tools. So let's go into the workshop, see how we do it. This is my wooden tool and cutter grinder, and this is one of the fixtures I made to go with it. And this fixture is the one that comes with the kit. Fixture that fits on there, so I've got two. This one is for an ER20 collet holder, and I have a 4mm ER20 collet that will just hold on that diameter. So I'll put the collet in. This folds up. Tighten this down. So the first thing I want to do is align the top of the cutter with the table. I'm just using a rule, but the problem on this boring bar tip is that whoever ground it last time didn't grind it flat. It's got like a radius on it, so I've taken about halfway and I've aligned a rule with the edge of the table just by sight and locked the nuts up by hand. So now I need to turn the fixture here to get the correct angle, and I'm just going to follow the angle that's already on there just by winding the tool up to the wheel. This is a diamond grinding wheel. It looks about there, and I'll read the degree off here. It's 1, 2, 3, nearly 4 degrees. And you can see the scale on the table on that. And now the angle I need is the angle at the back here, which is what the table will set up to, which means altering the table height so that the cutter I've got this set at the moment to 8 degrees, so I don't think it needs to go any higher than that. It looks as if this tool has been ground before to more than 8 degrees, so I don't know why. Just clearance at the back, I think. So I'll leave that at 8 degrees. Now before I start, I'll put some red felt tip pen on the end. That's better. That's just so it'll show me where I'm grinding. I'll lower this down. I'll just turn the wheel around by hand just to get an idea of where it's going to touch, and I'll feed it in till it just rubs. And if you look at the tip there, you can just see on the tip where the wheel's rubbed right on the edge of the tool. So that looks okay. So now what I'll do is lower the table down, fit the handle underneath so I can move the table, wind the feed back off the wheel, move it in position, and that's ready for grinding. And feed the tool in, it touches the wheel. The wheel is turning clockwise. You can see on here it's taken a cut right off the front edge, which is what I wanted, but the back here still not cleaned up, but I'm not worried about the back. That'll clean up the next time I grind it. So what I need to do now is grind the top here to get that edge sharp. So what I need to do is alter it for cutting the front edge. So undo this knob here, and I can rotate the tool with the indexing part of the fixture. I'll now lock this up. And I can set the angle. I'll set that at 8 degrees, lock that up, and move over to the tool. Move the tool back. And I'll do the same again on this. I'll just put some red felt tip on there. Bring the lever back in, move it to the grinding wheel, and turn the wheel on, and then move the tool in slowly. And we can see that the angle that's on there is more than 8 degrees. I'll set it to 9, I don't want to go farther than that. So turn the wheel back on. You can see on there it's ground from the point to the centre, and this bit at the back in red has not been touched. So that means that this angle on here must have been about 10-15 degrees. So I'll leave it at that. That will leave a bit more material on. Okay, I've undone this screw out of here which holds this on. I can take this off, I'll swap it for another fixture. There's a little peg that goes into this hole. This goes through here. Change the fixture on the top, one for a lathe tool. I've set it the other way, and now I'm going to feed that into the wheel to grind the top angle. I'm cutting on the other side of the wheel, so I'm reversing the direction of the wheel. You can see there it's just cleaned the top face, and that tool should be done. There's the tool or ground. I didn't grind all the bottom, just the top edge, the top face and the front face. As you see, it's a very small boring tool. And I'm changing the standard jig or holder for one that's Just taking out that's for holding tools. I'm just removing that because all I want to do is use this straight edge, it's one on each side, to guide the tool. Set this to 0 on the protractor. Lock that up. This is my parting off tool I want to sharpen up. Now on a parting off tool blade type like this, you don't sharpen the edges, it's just the front face. I don't sharpen the top on this tool because I use it for cutting brass, and you can get away with some steel. Put that on the table. Move the table forward to the wheel, lock that up. Let's check that the angle I've got it set to is right. If you look at that, you can see the angle between the wheel and the front face is right. And all I want to do is grind that flat across the front face. I want the wheel to go down. Now all I'm doing is holding up against that face and just holding it in position onto the wheel. You can see it's cutting at the bottom but not at the top, so what I will do, put a bit of red felt tip pen on the blade. On the top there, the red felt tip. Grind a bit more. And you notice I'm grinding the parting off tool while it's still in the lathe tool holder, so when it goes back on the lathe it's perfectly square and true to the machine. You can see there it's starting to grind up this edge, but not on this side. You see there it's round along the top and it's just got a little piece missing. I'll leave that because next time I grind it that will come out. So what I'm going to do is rub an oil stone across the top just to take off the burr. That's that tool done. Well, there's the parting off tool and the boring bar. Oh well, that's it for today. Hope that was interesting, hope it's useful, and we'll see you next time on Enots Engineering.